Right.
Large woman comes at me like a shark in water, and then the scratch was the end, and then I went, ah!
Okay.
Trust me, it was an extremely traumatic event.
But you didn't just stab her just once, it's like 7 times.
Wednesday, December 27th, 2023, Lake County, Florida. The Lake County Sheriff's Office receives a 911 call reporting that someone had been stabbed inside a residence in Leesburg. Police and EMS are rushing to the scene, knowing they have to act fast before things get any worse. I'm Tyler, and this is your daily dose of crime.
Hello. Hey, I'm Detective Haas with the Sheriff's Office. Are you Jillian? Okay. How you doing? Okay. Can I talk with you a little bit, try to figure out what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened?
I was cooking.
Okay.
She wanted me to turn my music down. She came out and lunged at me out of nowhere,
Okay.
and then she lunged at me and scratched me with her nails, started really coming at me.
Wait, what did? I'm sorry.
Donna came at me out of the room.
Okay, your mom. Okay.
She wanted me to turn the music down, but
Okay.
she literally lunged at me
Okay.
out of hell. She had scratched me with her nail, and that's when I literally, fight or flight kicked in, and I was like, I'm not about to run and have her.
So she came at you while you were in the kitchen, like cooking?
I was actually listening to music in the living room. I was in the living room at that point, walking her,
Okay. So you
bopping around, I don't know.
Okay, so you're listening to music, kind of chilling. You're done in the kitchen, and then she comes out of her room.
She lunges out of her room. And it's very dark in the room. So there's no lights on in the kitchen.
Is her room attached to the? I've been in there. So is her room right attached to the living room, or how is it?
So when you walk in, her room is all the way back to the left.
Okay.
And I just had to figure out which side it was, but on my hand, but the left side, and then where I was just bopping around with the music too loud, which is what made her lunge out of her room at me. I was just there in the dark because sometimes the lights hurt my eyes.
Okay.
So I was starving, man, literally starving.
You didn't get any food you cooked up, or?
I had already been having some kind of a defense, need to defend myself, because she would bang on my doors, say all this stuff, and she even opened it and came in my room with a rusty screwdriver, and I had to bang the door closed because I was oh my god.
So,
but
okay. So was that yesterday or today though, or was that something?
That was just this past week. We've had a few things where
arguments,
and then even the police were called where she had to get a welfare check because I just was I don't want to talk right now. I'm just resting. I haven't had a job in a while. And I've been trying to I was looking at that, but
yeah, it's weird. It's it's broken or something.
The suspect, identified as Jillian Joan Vaccaro, gave her version of what had happened, claiming that she was cooking when her mother asked her to lower the music. According to Jillian, her mother became aggressive over something as simple as loud music, which she said led to a physical altercation. But what the officers found on scene told a much different story. Police found her mother bleeding, suffering from approximately 7 stab wounds. What does that have to do with a disagreement over music volume?
So what does she do? What does she do for a living? Does she do, is she retired, or is she?
She worked,
sorry.
She Mission Inn.
Oh, okay.
Resort, and
excuse me. That's been out there a long time, Mission Inn. So, you were in the kitchen, but then you went to the living room, you're listening to some music, and then she come barging out of her room.
It's a bat out of hell,
but you
running.
So you knew it was her, but she come out, and was she have anything in her hands, or is she what's she doing? What's she saying?
I'm trying to figure out which hand it was without my hands. It was her left hand, then came and strike my right hand with her nail, and that's when, based on her demeanor and her violent, It was almost like energy.
Right.
Where she was about to make me turn down that music. She was like,
was it from your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so,
okay.
I blacked out, man. I was
Okay.
like, I have to defend myself.
Okay. So,
I went.
she came out possibly with her nail from her finger. Like, okay, now does she? What happens after that? Like, what point do you call 911? I mean, what happens? Or
Well, basically,
do you guys tussle?
it wasn't even
or do
about.
you guys...
It was literally she approaches me, attacking me.
Right.
I defend myself.
Okay.
Then I run out the back door, unlock the screen door,
Right.
and hope to God that she's
Okay.
okay. I'll sorry about the hope and whatever, but like literally, like I just run out the back door. Then I call right when I set down that knife on the garbage, and then I just go.
No.
I just call.
Okay. Did you guys wrestle at all, or did you guys have to fight her off, or did she have to?
No.
Okay. No.
I was
Okay.
just
No
like,
wrestling. So it doesn't look like a. It doesn't look like everybody's trashed in there from wrestling around or nothing. Okay.
It was no wrestling.
Okay. No wrestling. So I think at some point there was something about you might have had a knife or something. Did you have to defend yourself with that? Okay, so so when you set that thing down, so that's in the back, but where did it come from? Was it like...
I had it.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to know why or not?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to understand. I don't want to just get one side of a story, I want to understand the whole thing. So.
I had felt threatened by her this past week or so based on her approaches towards me and such.
Has she ever physically attacked you in the past? Like where she really tried to where she hurt you, or what'd she do to you then?
She had hopped on me, trying to get my phone, trying to rip it off me, and I was just a little girl. I was 10 or 11.
I mean, has she ever tried to seriously hurt you, shoot you or run you over with a car, or she's your mom and all. I wouldn't think she would try to do that, but I don't know her, so she's never tried to really tried to hurt you or kill you, kind of. Okay. I never know. Some people's moms are some everybody gets a different mom, man. We don't get to choose them. Okay.
It was no physical.
Okay.
Ever trying to come at me. I know what you mean.
Okay. I just want to. I don't know what kind of person she is. So I don't know what to think of her.
We fought a lot verbally.
Okay.
That helps.
Okay.
Jillian continued to insist that she was simply defending herself from a sudden attack. She claimed it wasn't the first time that this had happened, alleging past abuse. However, her statements were inconsistent and confusing, making it difficult for the officer to clearly understand the true nature of the events or Jillian's motivation for the violent act. This didn't appear to be a premeditated attack, and authorities believe Jillian acted on impulse, and that's exactly what concerned them the most.
I've never met her. What's your mom? I don't think I've ever met either of you. But I didn't work over in this area. I've been for the longest time. I worked over in the Sorrento area.
We also only lived here for a period of time.
So you lived in Daytona before that, and then up in Pennsylvania?
We lived until I was 18. We lived up in Daytona, Ormond, and then we moved to Berries, which is that one road on Lane Park Road.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
House.
Yeah, I know Lane Park Cutoff is right where our training facility is.
Lighthouse. I don't know if you know.
I don't know which one it is, but I know where Lane Park Cutoff is because our training facility is out there. Okay. So when she attacked you, do you remember as far as what you had to do to get her? What did you do? Did you hit her? Did you kick her? Did you? What's that?
I don't know if I should be talking now.
Okay. Oh, I'm just. It's up to you. That's up.
Quite frankly, it happened. There's only one way it happened.
Well, yeah. Okay.
There's only one way it happened, and quite frankly, I saw it. I was there. I was the only one there. That's it. So.
Okay. Okay. Would you have any issue if, I don't know where they went, but our CSI girls, if they photographed your hand where if she got you with her nail, would that be okay? Okay.
I don't know if there's even a mark.
Just in case, I mean, if she did get you, then I just want, make sure that we document it.
Right.
So,
I don't mind. I consent.
Okay. I'll see if they, well, let me see if I can get stuff figured out, okay? I'm not going to lie. You might be in some trouble. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you about that. Well, yeah, my job is to try to come out and get all the facts and try to figure stuff out. So, okay?
Thanks for your honesty and...
Hey, he's going to be transporting you over to our jail, okay? Looking at everything, it's... Unfortunately, it is what it is, but...
Jillian showed no emotion while speaking with the officer, expressing no remorse for her actions and avoiding certain questions and even smirking at times when her mother was mentioned. She didn't seem to care about what had just happened. There was clearly something authorities were not being told. They needed to dig deeper into the relationship with her mother to understand the full context and what may have led to the stabbing. Perhaps with time and further questioning in jail, Jillian would share more details that could help investigators to piece everything together.
This week.
Now, may I ask you 2 questions? I'm not sure if you're the person that should ask you.
Okay.
Maybe I should ask you if the nature, I know you're a busy man, but the nature of these 2 questions, if you may...
If I can answer them, I will.
Okay, so...
Absolutely.
The 2 things I'm curious about are the status of the victim.
Right.
And if I may press charges on the victim for charging at me.
She was stable last time I knew. That was yesterday afternoon. I haven't been advised of any.
That's all I heard.
Yeah, that she's stable, and she was, as far as I know, I haven't been given any updates since yesterday afternoon. But I was told that I would be updated if anything changed. Okay. So as far as I know, she's still stable. As far as charges, the evidence doesn't really support that. The state may decide differently when they actually look at stuff, but that's something.
Yeah, the trial is many days from now.
But right now, as far as charges, you didn't have a scratch on you, so to speak. No significant injury.
You said that the CSI person would photograph my hand, and you never followed through with that.
No, she did. When she told me she photographed when she came over the tall black.
On this hand, you guys never asked me where she scratched me.
Okay.
And by now, it could have been the marks from the handcuffs when she ran her hand so hard.
Yeah. Let me. If I have to Mirandize you, because
I'm not getting. I'm not.
No, I don't want to. I don't want them to say, no, it's not that. I just don't want them to say that I was trying to get you to talk more if you've already been appointed counsel and stuff. Let me do this real quick. I just don't want to, I don't want them to say that I tried to, you don't have to.
I understand.
Okay.
I even asked one of the staff members here.
Yeah.
Questions asked about
I can tell you I can tell you my reasoning. That was my doing. My doing. So, at the scene, you have no significant injury. You haven't been stabbed. You haven't been beat black and blue or anything like that. Your mom, however, almost died.
Yes, and she came at me at full speed, full force.
Okay. The problem is also the evidence doesn't support that in the living room. The blood spatter. I've been doing this almost 18 years.
She bad, and she came and attacked me.
Right. I know, but the evidence. What I'm saying is your statement doesn't match the evidence I see at the scene. And why I went with the evidence I see because that's literally like evidence, scientific evidence. Blood spatter plus the general state of it just didn't fit what you had told me. That's what I'm saying. Plus, she had told people that you had stabbed her when they first got there. So you have a woman almost killed by being stabbed to death with somebody that has almost not a mark on them, and who you know, well, you can imagine.
Listen, you didn't hear that,
I listened to part of the 911 calls, but once again, what people say and evidence that I see, maybe, I have to go with evidence. Evidence is scientific, it doesn't lie, it's there. It can be documented, whereas somebody can tell me something that may or may not be true. Okay?
The following day at the jail, Jillian finally asked about her mother's condition and showed a minimal degree of empathy, at least until the conversation shifted toward the legal evidence that would determine the charges that she faced. She brought up injuries to her hand and continued to justify her actions as self-defense, showing no real concern over the fact that her mother nearly died. Jillian didn't grasp the gravity of the situation and what she had done, refusing to take responsibility. Her story lacked supporting evidence. How could she continue to see herself as the victim in all of this?
And I completely understand that because it's
not
the science, it's not the metaphysical, it's not the really, it's not always fair. And I understand.
Right.
But then
Our system isn't perfect, but it's the best we've got.
Under the eyes of God, everything is fair. That's why I'm not going to sit here and tremble and be scared. I just want to know the facts. I want you to be straight up with me, please. Because it's a serious case.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not orange, this is blue, black.
I know.
This is not scared straight. This is serious as my life is on the line.
Well, and the crime that was committed, that's on the charging affidavit, is a serious crime.
Yeah, and I know that easily.
Well, if somebody scratched you, would you almost stab them to death?
The thing is,
That's what happens.
big woman,
That's what
you're
you're
a
saying.
big man, right? She's about your size. And I'm saying this pretty much to you because you were there. This is the most personal thing that I could possibly have gone through with you. I don't know.
Okay.
But dude, I need someone to talk to you about this. I'm in here fucking getting treated like shit by this woman, getting treated like shit by everybody because they think I'm a murderer. When literally this woman, look at me.
Right.
I'm tiny.
Right.
I've been malnourished my whole life for a long time, since I was like 10, 11. I've died a few times.
Okay.
My growth was stunted by certain things. I won't go into detail.
Right.
You're a large man, you don't understand. This
Right.
woman is 57 or something,
Right.
50 something years old. She's large
Okay.
and she's strong, but she has arthritis. Imagine her hopping out of her bed, you're just bopping around the kitchen, and then
Right.
this large woman comes at you like a shark in water, and
Right.
and then the scratch was the end.
Okay.
And then I went,
Okay.
and then I run out the back door and put that on there, and then I call the EMT.
Right.
I'm like, oh,
But you didn't just stab her just once. It's like 7 times.
trust me, it was an extremely, extremely traumatic event.
You love your mom, right?
We all know
I mean,
the love for our mother is unconditional, yet sometimes complicated.
absolutely. And a mother's love for her daughter is the same way.
And there were many police checks up until that point,
Yeah.
documenting
But
our relationship.
right. But and you remember also, and I asked you yesterday. I said, did she have any weapons in her hand? And you told me that she didn't. She just had her
But
nails.
she's large and she was going to take me down based on everything. When she went,
But
I went.
remember, I also
Fight or flight mode.
Right.
We all know psychology. Just please treat me like an adult and a human
Absolutely.
being. And tell me the truth and tell me straight up, because my whole entire life is on the line. Or someone who could lie and say, oh, I was just in bed, I was just walking.
the thing is, I haven't talked to her myself yet. I went with what the scene showed me.
Okay, great. And
And I will I will talk to her when that's
is-
possible.
I'm not saying, okay, great. I'm saying,
Yeah.
okay, I understand that. It's great to know because no one told me anything.
Yeah. And I yesterday I was straight with you. I'm trying to be straight with you today. It's a sucky situation for everybody.
It's extremely sucky.
I don't relish this kind of thing.
It seems like some of these people here do. And so I want that to be cut out right now because I'm not in a good place. I'm not happy about this. I never want to do that again. I never want someone to come at me again. That's why I'm glad I'm in here.
Hopefully that'll never happen again.
It won't as long as I'm safe. That's why don't come at me with the, oh, you might spend forever. I literally just don't want to do that again. I need someone talk to. So that's why I'm seeing this therapist, okay?
Yeah. That's
Because I've been attacked before where a bigger person, my sister came at me, screaming, yelling, took my work back. That's when the fight or flight, you can't control when you're blacked out and you start defending yourself. What if I ran and she attacked me? I can't go through that again. She's done it before.
you told me also your mom had never actually hurt you or tried to hurt
When I
you.
was 10 or 11, she jumped on me on my bed. She's big.
Yeah, but she's never tried to like jumping on somebody's not like beating them black and blue or breaking a bone or stabbing them or
She
shooting
looked
them.
like she would have gotten me, and I just could not afford that.
Okay.
And quite frankly,
Jillian claims she suffered abuse at the hands of her mother since childhood and tried to justify the stabbing by pointing out the size difference between them. She described how traumatic it was when her mother allegedly lunged at her, but there were no prior reports of abuse, no records to support her claims, and the only thing the evidence clearly showed was 7 stab wounds do not suggest self-defense, they suggest an attack, and that alone would be enough to bring charges against her.
Well, hopefully, I'll talk to her whenever it's possible. That I do have to do that on follow-up, and the state will, of course, look at the case, and the defense will look at the case. They'll see what they can figure out.
okay, well, I know we have much time until the case. I don't know how much, but I just thank you for letting me know the update on her status, because I had no idea.
There's no need for me to be mean or cruel or anything.
No, and
there's no
there's no need for me to sugarcoat anything
Yeah.
for the position I'm in.
No, I
Therefore,
appreciate
I'm
it.
asking for the honesty and respect.
Absolutely. And have I been a gentleman?
Any honesty, the utmost honesty and respect that you can give me. I understand if you're in your position, I'm in my position, you may not give me the same respect as, say, someone working at Starbucks. But
Oh, I do treat them good too.
there are things we still need to figure out with this case. Do you agree with that?
I'm going to continue working on it. It's not done. I definitely have to continue stuff. Things like this here, I got to do. There's more stuff like that has to be done. Okay. I'm going to get out of your hair, and I apologize for bothering you, but I don't relish this stuff. It's not like I take pleasure in it. It's just what I have to do.
Yeah.
Okay? Good luck to you, ma'am, and I appreciate you being a lady, and I hope I've been a gentleman to you.
I guess the lesson is best as we possibly could be, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment.
Yes,
And I'm just my expression is me having nothing to lose.
yeah.
So, therefore, that is why I'm expressing myself loudly and clearly
Yeah, no,
and
that's,
truthfully. And
I appreciate
crazy way.
candor.
I'm not pleading the fifth at this moment.
Yeah.
Therefore, I want to let you on your day. If there's anything else we need to talk about,
Okay.
is there anything else we need to talk about?
No, I can't think of anything right now.
Okay.
But I wish you the best, I do. And I appreciate you being a lady to me, and I'll try to always be a gentleman if we get to talk in the future, okay?
Jillian Joan Vaccaro, age 24, was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and attempted second-degree murder committed during the course of another felony. Her bond would be set at $260,000, and she faced several years in prison or the possibility of probation, depending on the circumstances of the crime and her prior criminal record.